Hey guys, so it's Zach here, the master of your technology, and in today's video it's a tutorial of how to use the iPhone 11 camera. So before we begin this video, the iPhone 11 cameras do have two cameras, as you can see. However, if you have an iPhone 11 Pro or Pro Max, you will get three lenses, and those three lenses represent telephoto, ultra-wide and wide on the Pros. However, this is the standard 11, so you'll get ultra wide and wide. But yeah, so it's a tutorial of how to use your camera properly. If you haven't subscribed, do please already, for more videos and tutorials. So when we launch the camera app, you'll see that this phone has digital zooms. So this is capable of a 5 times zoom. Now 5 times zoom is the most on the iPhone 11. So it's the most maximum zoom. But when you press it, it goes back to 1 times zoom. And it goes on to 0.5 zoom. But what might annoy you, it kind of annoys me, is that when you want it on the highest 5 times zoom, it doesn't come up on this menu, so it only has 0.5 times and 1 times. But it doesn't go to 5 times, so that kind of annoys me a little bit. And also, this phone is capable of recording in 4K 60 frames per second. And if you don't know how to access all the camera accessibility features in the camera, what you need to do is you need to launch your settings, and then you go and scroll camera. Well, find and scroll down camera. So scroll down for camera even. So it gives you so when you find camera, it gives you all your settings and accessibility you need. So for example, Smart HDR. That's a high dynamic range, so dynamic, I've never been able to say that, I need to work on it. And if you go to preserve settings, you find all your camera modes in here, and you want live photo on, because what happens, like you'll hear voices or out like that, when it's hard to explain, so I'll read it out to you. Preserve the live photo setting rather than automatically reset to live photo turned on. So I don't know what it's for. It's basically for what I mean by live is when you've just taken a picture, it records at the same time. So basically when you've took a picture, if you press on it while you're looking at the picture, you'll hear everything in the background of when you was recording. So when you was taking the picture. So it's basically live photo is basically recording as well. So yeah, record video. This is how you set to 4K at 60 frames per second, 4K at 30 frames per second right there. This is the lowest, by the way, and this is the highest. Now you will be using more battery life due to the resolution, and also more megabytes. Megabytes is nothing, but you will still be using a whopping 400 megabytes. Whether if you was to switch to 4K at 30 frames per second, you're using 170 megabytes instead of 400 megabytes. But megabytes doesn't bother me at all. Record slow-mo. So slow-mo stands for slow motion, so when you're recording your videos in slow motion, basically. And also, last but not least, you know when you've seen something, what's going to go in like any second, what you do, you tap it, and then you just go like that. How simple. So you basically tap and swipe to the left, and you get to your camera icon easily, rather than waiting for the Face ID and then going into your camera app like that. So that's basically it for the tutorial of how to use your camera properly for your iPhone 11. And put it in the comments below if you are a photography person, because it would actually be kind of nice to know if you are or aren't, really. But that's really it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.